What Mandela effect left you the most bewildered? There's a football field near where I live. I played there several times and I distinctly remember, get on the highway, westbound, take the exit, and it's there on the westbound side of the highway. Every game I played there I remember being like that. Get off on the westbound side, then to come home you'd have to drive a bit further down the highway to get to the place where you can switch to the eastbound side. Then suddenly, one day a few years ago I was driving by it and noticed, it's not on the westbound side, but rather on the eastbound side, though I remember it was on the other side. Even today, whenever I go by it I swear it's on the wrong side of the highway. Imma Bernstein Bears Trutter. I am 100% certain Fruit of the Loom had a cornucopia. The one that always gets me is particular to my friends and I from when we were kids. There was a creek that ran under the street in the neighborhood and we would sometimes hang out in the banks on either side of the road. There was this big rock that we would sit on all the time, except one day we were walking by and it wasn't a rock. It was a small tree, fully rooted in and established, and the rock was nowhere to be seen. Mind you, it was an extremely heavy boulder. We passed that spot all the time and all of us remember that rock. We call it the shapeshifting rock. The 7 Moonraker movie. The scene where Jaws smiles at a girl with braces and she smiles back. I remember my father making jokes towards our expense when my brothers and I were kids and also had braces on. Curious George not having a tail. He's a monkey, how does he not have a tail? Turns out he does not. Dolly's braces. I am old enough to have gone to see the movie in the theater. There is absolutely no doubt to me that she had big shiny braces when she returns Jaws' smile when they first meet. No idea how it came to be that she no longer has the braces? I don't go places a lot, so I could have sworn the lights on my mom's dash were blue, then suddenly they were red one day. Both my brother and mom remembered red, but mom couldn't remember if they always were. It still messes with my head years later and I'll ask my brother randomly, he has the car now, what color the dashboard lights are. They are still red. Nothing big or life-changing obviously. It just really messed with my headspace lol. Skechers is actually Skechers. In the original trilogy, Obi-Wan Kenobi never says, "May the Force be with you." The idea that the famous line from Snow White is magic mirror on the wall instead of mirror on the wall left me completely baffled. I specifically remember learning the word cornucopia as a child because I pointed to the tag and said, "What's that?" So, yeah, this one really hurts my brain. Honestly, it disturbs me. Jaws in the Bond film, I was sure the girl Jaws fell in love with had braces. I might say is that the black tip on Pikachu's tail left me most bewildered lol. As an anime lover myself I always automatically remember how a main character looks like. But to this day, even after watching countless Pokemon movies and regular episodes, I still can't point out if Pikachu has a black tip on his tail or is it a plain yellow tail with a brown base. I was so sure that the Pokemon Onix was spelled Onyx. I have no memory of seeing the word Onyx anywhere. Double Dragon on NES was not COOP. I definitely saw Shazam in the 90s. It's the objects in mirror may be closer than they appear on car mirrors, the actual phrases are closer than they appear. I have always gotten really carsick, and I would roll the windows down all the time, and kind of lay my head on the door, and distinctly remember reading that phrase over and over. It's the only one that freaked me out when I learned about it. A few years ago my girlfriend and I were watching Alice in Wonderland 2. It was around the time Johnny Depp was losing roles due to the Amber Heard controversy. While watching the movie I kept thinking the actor didn't look anything like Johnny Depp in the first movie, but I was pretty sure he was still in it, so I didn't think too much of it. Not until my girlfriend straight up said this new actor sucks. Why did they get rid of Johnny Depp? That's when I was like, okay, I thought I was going crazy, so we looked up the IMDb for the movie, and sure enough, there was a completely different actor I had never heard of listed as that role. Fast forward to a couple days later, and I mentioned something to a friend about it, and he told me Johnny Depp was still in that movie. I looked up the IMDb again, and sure enough, Johnny Depp was the actor. I told my girlfriend about it, and we watched the movie again, and it was without a doubt Johnny Depp. We were shook. We still talk about it to this day because we can't explain what happened since we both saw it was a different actor listed. There's no way to prove it, and my friend still thinks we were tripping, but we both saw what we saw. If the Mandela effect is real, we experienced it happening in real time and nobody will ever believe us. To this day, I'm still not sure if Tank Boy got run over and killed by a Chinese military tank in Tiananmen Square in 1989. I keep hearing that he was killed, and later that he wasn't killed. It's as if someone or something is messing with time to change the reality of what actually happened to Tank Boy.